Well, I had to re-record this because sound had to not be on. But anyway, a statement was made last night in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse as the Cleveland Cavaliers take down the Oklahoma City Thunder 129 to 122. They not only end the Thunder's 15-game winning streak, but they extend theirs to 11 games. I went into many games saying, okay, this is the game the Cavs proved they're the best. They beat the Golden State Warriors on the road, the Los Angeles Lakers, and everything, like the Mavs even. That's great and all, 4-0 road trip. But the battle of the one seeds, and we get a rematch next Thursday in Oklahoma City, so I can't wait for that. But outstanding, great team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the one seed in the West. That is how you make a statement that you belong at the top of the power rankings. I mean, the Thunder were ranked slightly above us, I believe. I think we were ranked number 2. They were ranked number 1. This is a statement. And a huge shout out and major respect to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are a physical bunch from start to damn near almost finished. I mean, even when it was 129, 122, I mean, they were very physical and trying to get the ball out of DG's hands. Like, they're a physical bunch, and major respect to them. What a freaking game. This was game of the year, no doubt. But, man, I'm very glad we got the win, and we needed this. 100% we needed this. Regardless of what everybody else says, and I could care less, as I always say on this channel, the only eyes I care about are mine. The Cavs, they proved that they're the best team in the league. Said that last time also, but they're the best team in the league. What stood out to me, major props to Darius Garland, DG, the PG. He made that game-clinching shot. Spida added a couple of there, even though he had a particularly off night. He was 1 for 11 at one point in the fourth. Dean Wade hit some clutch buckets as well. But in the end, it came down to Jarrett Allen having 25 points, 11 rebounds, just dominating in the paint. It got a little bit dicey in the first half, but second half he really came through. I mean, there was a sequence he got like 3 straight rebounds. Then Mobley got one too, and then Evan Mobley, man, he's if he's not a star already, he's in the making of one. I mean, you can just see the growth of this guy. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Relentless off the glass, relentless in the paint, relentless on defense. And then Max Strus, man, he's been in and out of the rotation period because of his health, but he came off the bench, 17 points. He threw in 5 threes. Those stood out to me the most, and that was the reason we won the game. The number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense in the entire league. I mean, the offense came through. Spida, like I said, he had a particularly off game, but you can expect that from stars time to time. I mean, in the first half, what had me feeling confident was, like, despite not having a single field goal in the first half, Donovan Mitchell, I mean, we were still up 3 points. So I felt good going into the second half. And I thought he would heat up a little bit. Didn't end up being the case. I think he had like 12 points, whatever it was. But we don't need that from guys like him. Like, we don't need that anymore. I mean, you look at 2 years ago, we needed like a 71-point effort from Donovan Mitchell against the Chicago Bulls, and they won in overtime, I believe. So it just kind of shows there's stuff to be just ecstatic about. But the number one thing for me is the depth that this team has. And the depth is coming through for us at the best time possible, because against good teams like Oklahoma City, you need guys to have depth. Against teams like Boston, like, there needs to be depth. I mean, one guy's not going to beat them. You're going to have other role guys do their jobs, and as long as everybody knows their role, I'm 100% certain that they do on this team, we can beat any team in the league. If we keep playing like this, if the guys keep playing like this, we can beat any team in the National Basketball Association. So I have to give just a lot of props around. And I want to dive onto something that I heard yesterday, but man, I was listening to First Take. I barely listen anymore, but I tuned in a little bit. Mad Dog and Stephen A were both saying that the Boston's the best team in the league. And you can give them that. I wouldn't blame you, because they're the defending champions. They're still, I mean, they're not too far, I guess, behind Cleveland. But to say and just discredit the team as if they're just a regular season team. I mean, until they play something or prove something in the playoffs, sure, you can technically call them that, but not even to have a single bit of like, man, they are rolling right now. And to just dismiss them as a regular season team and say the only, like Mad Dog said something like the only addition they made was Kenny Atkinson, who's a really good coach. I mean, just because you place the same roster on paper, it doesn't make you the same team. I mean, you gotta take it. Like, why do people train every day? Why does the normal average human being work hard every day? Why does an athlete work hard every day? Why does everybody work hard every day to get better? So the growth is not the same consistent thing. I mean, and also let's not forget JB Bickerstaff. Let's face it, players just hated him. I mean, I thank him for what he did for Cleveland. I wish him all the best in Detroit, and he seems to have turned them around a little bit. But the players just didn't get along with him. The locker room. I mean, Marcus Morris, when he was here, he even said like, yeah, that locker room took a turn. Part of that was because of JB Bickerstaff. I mean, Donovan Mitchell did not get along with him. So I feel like that has something to do with the production in the playoffs. I mean, you got to be careful with the narratives here. But that's just what these shows do. I mean, these two guys I don't mind as much as some other dudes. I mean, they're okay. But some of these shows, man, are scripted to just the front and back, just scripted. So, like, you can discredit them all you want. Regular season team, new coach, same team. Like, that's okay. But just imagine if the New York Knicks, I'm not sure, I think Mad Dog's a Knicks fan, I have no idea, but I know Stephen A is. If the Knicks had this record, 32-4, think about what Stephen A would say. He'd say that, the cream of the crop of the Eastern Conference. Shannon Sharp would maybe throw in, like, a dig, like, no, they're not, whatever. Stephen A would say, dude, we're 32-4. How can you not say we're legit? But all of a sudden, since it's the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's a problem. Where is sports media headed after LeBron retires? And I love LeBron, but maybe you talk about this matchup more rather than just dismissing it as, oh, is this a potential finals preview? Talk about the game. Why don't you talk about who's stepping up on both sides? I saw no indication like they brought up Evan Mobley. Nope, they didn't bring up Evan Mobley. They didn't bring up DG. They didn't even bring up Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Stephen A will talk about it all the time. He talked about Spido like he wishes he came to New York. Or like yesterday he said SGA should have been an MVP last year. Or he could win it this year. I mean, the dismissal of the team is just, like, it doesn't bother me because I don't care about sports media, period. The only eyes I care about, as I always say, are mine. But it's just funny to me that the media loves to do a little double standard, and that's what I wanted to dive in. But I just want them to keep that same energy. But speaking of ESPN analysts, I mean, yesterday on the Countdown show, you had people saying that the Cavs don't get the credit or coverage that they deserve because they're 32-4. They deserve to be talked about more. It's like you look out for yourself, essentially, because you're the only ones, or the main ones, that are discrediting the Cavs by not even having a single topic of conversation. I mean, instead of talking about 10 minutes on LeBron's amazing dunk against the Dallas Mavericks 2 days ago, maybe talk about this game, and then your ratings won't plummet. Stephen A. Smith, I mean, I believe he kicked off Max Kellerman because they were having viewership trouble. Nah, it ain't the individual, dude. It's the topics. It's getting old. People are catching on to it. LeBron, Cowboys, Brady, the Chiefs. Have some sort of, like, just flavor with the content, man. It's like, you can't win with these people. But anyway, I mean, yeah, ESPN analysts, they can say whatever they want. They can say the Cavs are this, or that. I refuse to acknowledge them as relevant, whatnot. But, as I said, Cavs fans, we can view it as like a good thing because it seems to be really motivating the guys. They'll find out about us come April, May, and hopefully June, man. So all the odds that are stacked up against them, I want to see them stack up back against it. Undefeated against the Western Conference. Mad Dog talked about how the Western Conference is much stronger than the East. Yes, that's true. The Cavs are undefeated against the Western Conference. Let that sink into your mind. Undefeated against the Western Conference. So there you go with that. And back to the game and back to the just what stood out to me, man. Dominance on the defensive end is particular in the second half. Evan Mobley, he just, like I said, he's growing into a star. He's been very clutch on the boards, off the glass, on defense. He just came through big time for us. The bench depth, like I said, you need that against the teams like Boston, Milwaukee, whatever. Like, I respect the Celtics. I respect the Bucks. You can beat them if you get production from everybody else. So that's what I got to say about that, and that's what I have to say about this Cleveland Cavaliers team. But final message, and my most important message, the NBA runs through the Buckeyes state. The NBA runs through Cleveland, Ohio. The media can ignore it all they want. They can talk about how they're this, they're that. They're not legit until proven otherwise. I mean, yeah, as I said, there's not much we can do right now. I mean, it's only January 9th. But as of now, January 9th, 2025, the Cavs run the NBA. A lot of respect for OKC. A lot of respect for even the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Lakers, all of them. The Rockets. A lot of respect for the Celtics, the Bucks, the Magic, the Knicks, even the Sixers. Like, I have a lot of respect for all those teams. But right now, the NBA runs through the Cleveland Cavaliers. Talk about the win yesterday, discredit all you want. Talk about, oh, Chet wasn't there. Shut up, everybody. They were on a 15-game winning streak before. Don't bring up the Chet loss now just because it fits your narrative of the Cavs not being legit. Are the Thunder not legit than the last 15 games if Chet wasn't there? Because Chet Holmgren's a great player. But you've seen situations where adding a star or adding the second best player on the team that can result in some continuity or chemistry issues until they start playing together again for a continued period of time. So you can bring up the Chet loss to try to discredit the win, say, oh yeah, I told you so. I mean, you can't win with these people. They'll talk about how if they lose, they'll be like, oh, the Cavs are frauds, how'd they lose, whatever. But if they won, it'd be like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen because, Chet wasn't playing. The Cavs match up better. You can't win with these dudes, man. So just focus on what this team has done and just appreciate it, man, because 32-4, the best start in Cleveland Cavs history, the best start since the 15-16 Golden State Warriors, who went 73-9. But see, I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't go after it, but like right now, I'm not even thinking about that. Finish in the high 60s or whatever, like I don't care. Just get that number 1 seed, lock up home court. A lot of basketball left, man. I mean, it's only January 9th, as I said. There's a lot of NBA basketball to play. There's a lot of things that we still need to work on, and a lot of things that we can do better. Because we did have some miscues as well. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's all positive. I mean, we had some, lapses on defense, some good looks that just didn't go in. You can pick and choose whatever you want to attribute any type of flaw to with last night's game. But, I mean, I'm not even thinking about it. Like, I'm just like, just win as many as you can. And don't wear yourself out. I mean, a lot of people say, like, going after 73 isn't smart because, the Warriors, they were, I mean, if you saw in the finals that year, I mean, they seemed a little bit worn out against us. So, like, it could be a fatigue issue, but, just keep winning, man. Just do your job, and that's all we can do. Control we can control. Everything else will take care of itself. So, 32-4, man. I'm hyped. I hope you guys are too. The Cleveland Cavs are the best team in the league. I don't care what anybody says. The league runs through Cleveland, Ohio. And don't let anybody tell you differently right now. I'm just pumped about this team. I'm ecstatic. I'm, elated. And we got work to do. I mean, we play the Raptors tonight, but even if we lose, it's like also have hype from the Thunder game. But I expect us to win, of course. 32-4, let's keep it going, man. You guys have a great one. Let's go, Cavs. Let them know. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll probably have a video out talking about who I think is the MVP of the Cleveland Cavaliers right now, but I'll probably do that later. I mean, I got to get my OSU Texas preview out by tomorrow, but today I just wanted to come on here and talk about how great this team has been so far. Keep sleeping on us, man. That's all I got to say. Keep sleeping on the Cavs, but they are the best team in the NBA right now. Hopefully, we'll see you in June, and we'll see, hopefully, the Oklahoma City Thunder in June as well, because they're a great team, and as I said, a lot of respect to OKC, Shai, Jalen Williams, Hartenstein, all of them, guys, or Isaiah Joe. So, you guys have a great one. Let's go, Cavs. Let them know.